who was recently acquired from Adelaide United in the A-League. He is on the bench today. Earlier this evening, Selangor also announced the arrival of Swedish-born Thai left-back Kevin Diroram from Port FC. What's particularly exciting about this fixture also is the presence of some incredible former footballers on the Asia Warrior team. The primary highlight, of course, is Japanese legend Keisuke Honda. We will now give way for the national anthem at the MBPJ Stadium. Faisal Alim has been handed the captain's armband for today's fixture. Also interesting to see Razman Roslan, a real Selangor icon in the starting 11 for the Asia Warriors. There's also another Selangor, or rather another former Selangor player on the Asia Warrior bench in the form of Indra Putra Mayudin. There's also Singapore legend by Haki Kaizan, Indonesia's Victor Igbonefo, and former Philippine star Stefan Schrock. I mean, the list goes on, really. They've also got some real experience in there, including the likes of Yoichiro Kakitani, former Japanese international who has had 14 caps. As you can see, the starting 11 player number 10. Over 250 appearances for Cerezo Osaka in Japanese football. Spent a couple of years, in fact, in Switzerland with FC Basel, winning two Swiss Super League titles. On the bench, you've got former Persija star Rohit Chan. You've got Persik Kediri, former player Arthur Irawan. But of course, all the attention will be on Keisuke Honda, who has had such an illustrious career over the years, spending plenty of time with CSKA Moscow, as well as Melbourne Victory eventually. But more importantly, he had that stint with AC Milan that won him plenty of plaudits. He is the manager, he's also the captain. But this is Selangor's starting 11. Remember, this has been a few months of changes. A lot of players from last season's squad have left the club. But there's a couple of familiar faces in the form of Alvin Fortes, who will continue to start on the flank alongside Faisal Halim. But up front, all attention will be on Gregor Moraes, as well as William Lira. On the bench, Zack Clough, who was recently acquired from Adelaide United in the A-League to be that engine of creativity. We assume to replace sort of like the influence left by Johandri Orozco in the previous team. He was undoubtedly the creative fulcrum of Selangor. Be interesting to see if Zack is given a game time at some point today. The new signing that was announced earlier, Kevin Diroram, a left back with so much of experience in Thai football. Previously played for Port FC between 2018 and 2025. Shocked the Thai football community just a few days ago when it was announced that he would be leaving Port. Left a lot of people wondering where exactly he would be going when he has ended up at Selangor, alongside his compatriot Picha Outra, who starts in midfield for Selangor today. This is going to be a huge one. Huge one, not because of just the significance of the Unity Beyond Borders campaign, not just because of some of the incredible names on the pitch here today for the Asia Warriors, but from a Selangor point of view, this is going to be a huge season. They've got so many huge games coming up, including the Charity Shield clash against Johor Darul Takzim not too long from now. It'll be fascinating to see how they manage it, how they build up their fitness. Here we go, kickoff between Selangor and Asia Warriors, the Unity Beyond Borders friendly match at the MBPJ Stadium. Be interesting to see exactly what sort of shape Selangor set up with on the pitch. Right now, it seems like they are playing with 3 centre-backs. Alvin Fortes is occupying the left wing-back space. Keep an eye on player number 22, Moses Raj, who recently joined Selangor from Perak. There's a highly rated defender over there, has also been called up to the underage setup within Malaysia. Plenty of teams who are keeping an eye on him, but it appears that Selangor have won the battle to secure his signature. He's got real physical presence, that boy, Moses Raj. Harith Haikal now. Spreading it towards Quintin Chang. Attempted to find Gregor Moraes' run. It's a timely clearance from a former Ascal, Daisuke Sato. Abul Nadi. The absence of Safwan Bahruddin, in the absence of Umar Bek Eshmuradov, their centre-back from last season. Abul Nadi seems to be taking on the mantle to operate as the central centre-back. Bear in mind, they've also got Richmond Ankara on the bench, who was on loan at Penang last season. Really impressive partnership with Rafael Vitor, but it's been recalled from the loan. The calendar was hectic enough for Selangor last year with the ACL2 campaign. But this year, Selangor, besides the ACL2, besides the Malaysia Cup, FA Cup, the Liga Super, they will also be competing in the Shopee Cup. So there will be a need to have a sizable squad to compete across all fronts. Faikal. Bringing it towards Moses now. Alvin. William winning it back. Faikal finding Quintin Chang. Second touch was a bit too heavy. Daisuke Sato doing really well to shield the ball, and whistle was blown for a free kick for the Asia Warriors. You see the idea there. As soon as the ball was switched towards Quintin Chang, there was a run made towards him by Gregor Moraes, presumably to try and muster some combination play. Turning it back towards by Haki. Former Thai player as well, Mika Chunionsi, was operating as the right back. They've got Keisuke Honda in midfield. Stefan Schrock appears to also be floating further up front. Victor Igbonefo's first touch, flicking it backwards. It's Mika. Attempting to find Yoichiro Kakitani. Good bit of play here from the Asia Warriors. Daisuke Sato is moving forward. Stefan Schrock is an option. Sato floats across into the box. Schrock claims that he was tripped inside the box. No foul, says the referee. Late run from Stefan Schrock, but I think Daisuke Sato was aiming for Keisuke Honda on the far post. Cross took the deflection, in fact, took the sting out of that cross from Daisuke Sato. Moses Raj. Alvin Fortes turning it towards William Lira up against Zack Clough. Trying to find a bit of space right now. Lira closed down by Keisuke Honda. Goes out for a Selangor throw-in. I suppose everybody would have expected this game to be a situation that sees Selangor dominate possession. There is, of course, an age gap between both squads, though experience sometimes can be hard to quantify, but it counts for a lot. Asia Warriors have them in abundance. Header cleared away from by Haki Kaizan. Daisuke Sato. Stefan Schrock. Combined there is Schrock again. He's got Honda up front. Moses Raj does really, really well to cancel the attack. Igbonefu. Here's Razman. Back with Daisuke Sato. Razman Roslan treading it towards by Haki Kaizan. Trying to find Keisuke Honda over there. Oh, great turn, but intercepted by Abul Nadi. Then finds Picha Ultra. Quentin Cheng. Back towards Harith Haikal. Moses Raj. Harith Haikal dropping deep. You can see the run there from Quentin Cheng. He's done that a couple of times now, Alif. Spraying those diagonal passes towards Quentin Cheng on the right-hand side. Stefan Schrock. He's a name that's very, very recognizable. Southeast Asian football. Here's Faisal Halim. Pushed away by Keisuke Honda. No foul, says the ref. Honda now using his physicality. Competing against Alvin Fortes. Honda is someone you would refer to as the ultimate journeyman in his career. Spent some time in Russia. Went on to make a huge impact with AC Milan in Italy. Played for Melbourne Victory in Australia. Even had a stint with Botafogo in Brazil. The club in Azerbaijan even. Really, really good stuff from Moses there to make sure that there was no threat from the Asia Warriors. Harith Haikal. Nadi, Alvin, too strong from Alif, but picked up by Moses, combining with Faisal Halim. Moses threading it through Abul Nadi. Great bit of ball from Abul Nadi. They're finding Gregor Moraes twisting and turning under pressure. Here's Moses again. Selangor have had all the ball, but still a bit of a struggle to make it work in the final third. But here's Faisal Halim, cuts back, brilliant bit of work from Faisal, shoot from Alvin. There's a save there from the Asia Warriors goalkeeper, Imad Wirawan. Gregor Moraes not tries his luck. Couple of great chances for Selangor in the space of a few seconds, really. But the Persib legend, Wirawan, Imad Wirawan. Oh, beautiful flick back from Faisal Halim. Did really well to find Alvin Fortes. Fortunately, it was a bit too pedestrian for Imad Wirawan. Comfortably pushed it away from danger for the subsequent attempt from Gregor Moraes. failed to trouble them. A little bit of a chance there for William Lira. This time around, he might came out as fast as he could, and he seems like to have picked up a bit of an injury. He's holding his knee. Hopefully, isn't anything too serious. This is a man who has played so many games for Persib Bandung in Indonesian football over the years. It's quite a bit of chance. Took a bit of an awkward fall in the process of trying to collect that ball. Might have been a bit of an awkward twist to the knee as well. Hopefully it isn't too serious. A look at Gregor Moraes' strike once again from outside the box. There's a lot of pressure on them both, Gregor Moraes as well as William Lira. There's a lot of expectation on them to have a really, really good campaign with Selangor this year. They've spent the last few years sort of just knocking on the door. But Selangor fans are desperate to see their side win some silverware, push some of the bigger boys on the continental stage. Here's a look at the incident again as William Lira was closing down Iwat Wirawan, and it seems to be an awkward twist of the right knee. With a contact with the ground as well. Don't quite know if he will continue the game, but it appears like the Asia Warriors might be making a substitution. We've got a goalkeeper coming on, UJ Hon. He's a former Korean professional who spent the last 4 years, in fact, as the Indonesian goalkeeper coach under the setup of Shin Tae-yong. Originally from Ulsan, started his career with Daejeon, a citizen in South Korea, but then went on to spend over a decade in Indonesian football, really, playing for teams like Persipura Jayapura, Bali United, Mitra Kukar, even Barito Putra at one point. So he's an individual that's very, very familiar with Southeast Asian football. It's never nice to see an individual go out of the pitch that early. But you can imagine the pain, really, having had a look at the replays a couple of times. So first substitution of the match within 13 minutes into the game. Yu Jae-hoon comes on to replace Imad Wirawan. Stefan Schrock. Midfield right now. Victor Igbanefo. Fortes colliding with Mika Chunwonsi. Nazari and Song Wang operating in the middle of the park for Asia Warriors. By Haki Kaizan, former Malaysian Super League winner with the Lions 12 back in 2013. And on to play for Johor Darul Takzim as well. Picha finding Abul Nadi, spreading it towards Harith Haikal. There's Moses. Very versatile defender, can operate as a centre back, can also play as a left back. A left-footed defender seems to be a real asset in football these days, given the flexibility and the fluidity of formations. Someone who's able to move up and down, who's able to occupy a deeper position. Harith building up from the back, finding Quintin. Krigor attempting to combine with Quintin. Still Krigor crossing into the box. Relatively easy for Igbenefo to deal with. Picha. Here's Moses. Finding Alvin. Back to Moses. Oh, he threads it through for Faisal Halim, was up against Baihaki. Beautiful challenge from Baihaki Kaizan to stop Faisal Halim. It's going to be a corner kick for Faisal Halim and Selangor. Strong off a cross. Moses is trying his level best to keep it in play, but fortunately it goes out. Be a throw-in for Asia Warriors. With Haikal finding Krigor Moraes. We haven't seen much of him so far. William Lira. Now Picha. Quintin Chang back to Picha Outra. Challenge from Stefan Schrock. Used to be a real physical player in his heydays, and we got a glimpse of it there. Sandwiched between Stefan Schrock and Daisuke Sato, with Omid Nasari close by. Three former members of the Ascals. A close eye on a Picha. Alvin Fortes is behind the ball now. It's been a stop and start game so far. Can there be a moment of magic? Alvin Fortes into the box. Easily cleared out by Keisuke Honda. It's a follow-up shot from Picha. Blocked by the Asia Warriors. Throw in once again for Selangor. Song Wang, who cleared it away from danger. Picha finding Ali Faikal. Here's Moses. Faisal Halim. Trying to find William Lira. Keisuke Honda putting pressure on Moses, but dealt with really well there by Selangor. Abwal Nadi now. Moraes. Oh, great ball there for Quintin Chang. Gets into the box, puts it into the 6-yard box, but William Lira was nowhere to be found, really. He was slightly behind. Another corner kick for Selangor. They're trying to pile on the pressure, but haven't been able to create anything significant so far. Much better cross from Faisal Halim. This time Razman Roslan hits it away. Picha from outside the box. Or rather Alif Aikal, if I'm not mistaken. Must be a source of frustration for Selangor fans, because the work from Krigor Moraes and Quintin Cheng earlier was done really well. As soon as Quintin was ready to put the ball into the dangerous area, have a look at it once again. Great work from Grigor. Quintin, as soon as he got it into the dangerous area, William Lira was just a couple of steps behind. They're going to need Lira to be a lot closer to the box. Here's William now. Offside though this time around. There's a lot of pressure on this man. Former Kedah striker has been brought in to be their main supplier of goals for Selangor. This case, Honda. Ball's put out of play by Moses. Mika Chunonse finding by Haki. Here's Omi Nazari. Finding Stefan Schrock. Stefan Schrock racing forward. Combining well with Song Wang. Now it's Keisuke Honda. He's going to try his luck. With a bit of skill there, Keisuke Honda. Great ball into the box. Couldn't exactly find Song Wang. Now William Lira up against by Hakim and Razman. Mika has dropped to help. Lira attempting to find Grigor Moraes. Omid Nazari does well. Here's your Warriors regain possession. Keisuke Honda. Now it's Mika. Finding Victor Igbonefo. Razman. Nazari combining with Igbonefo again. Haki Kaizan. Song Wang. It's a decent spell of possession now for the Asia Warriors. Running a long ball for Keisuke Honda from Razman. Here's Mika. Combining with Honda again. Important touch from Alan Fortes to put the ball out of play. Buenefo, Nazari to Daisuke Sato. Here's Stephen Schrock. Intercepted there by Faisal Halim, who's now racing forward. Up against by Haki as well as Razman. It's still Faisal. William Lira, room for Grigor Moraes. Can he put Selangor one up? Grigor Moraes. The shot took a deflection. Yet another chance for Selangor goes begging. Great breakaway from Faisal Halim. Got a bit of lucky, but William Lira did really, really well to find Grigor Moraes. Some might say he should have taken a shot with the first touch. Keisuke Honda putting pressure on Alef Haikal. Moses Raj. Abol Nadi. Great ball over the top towards Quintin Chang. Once again, there's been a couple of occasions where Quintin has found himself in very dangerous positions with virtually no one to find or virtually no one to combine with. And it's nothing new, really. We know the kind of zones that Quintin Chang loves to operate in, the zones that he loves to occupy. Just needs a bit more extra support, especially in the final third. Kickoff. Picha going back towards Abul Nadi. Here's Moses. Back towards Abul Nadi. Finding Picha Ultra. Harith Haikal. Ball from Abul Nadi was intercepted by Keisuke Honda. Lost control of possession. Selangor attempt to break away now. Faisal Halim has got bags of space. Look at Quintin Chang. Lira and Krigo inside the box. It's still with Faisal Halim. Get a clean contact on the ball with his final attempt. There was a great bit of attack from Selangor. This time around, as soon as the ball found Quintin, he had far more options inside the box. But he chose to play that quick 1-2 with Faisal Halim. Just couldn't get a clean contact on the ball. Alvin Fortes. Harith Haikal. It's William Lira. A mistake from Lira over there. Back with Alvin now. Tried to combine with Faisal there, William Lira. It's been the story of his first 26 minutes for William Lira. Plenty of promising ideas, but he's just struggling to get that final bit of execution to work exactly how he wants it to work. Throw in for the Asia Warriors. The game is stopped for a bit for a quick water break. This has been an encouraging first 27 minutes or so, especially from the point of view of Asia Warriors. If you're a Selangor fan though, you'd be asking questions of your team, because in the first 27 minutes they've had the majority of the ball, but they've just not been able to make it work in the final third really. Had a few chances. Krigor has had a couple of shots. Faisal Halim has found himself in a dangerous position. Alvin Fortes probably with the best chance of the game after getting a pass from Faisal, but it was stopped by the Asia Warriors goalkeeper who got subbed off, the former Persib Bandung star Imad Wirawan. There has to be more really from Selangor. As we pointed out before the game started, they spent about 10 days in Thailand recently on a pre-season tour, playing 5 games. They only won 2 of those. Their third game, which was a 3-1 win over Bangkok United, and their final game. But they also lost 2. 2 of those were against Thai League 1 opposition, Ratchaburi as well as Chonburi FC. Pre-season is usually the period for players to get accustomed to one another, for the new signings to gel in with the team. But of course, it's also a period where you've got to pick up momentum as fast as possible, because when the games start, they will just keep going on and on. First bit of a substitution for Selangor as well. Richmond Ankra as well as Mukairi Ajmal have been brought on. There's going to be a substitution for the Asia Warriors as well. Indra Putra, a former Selangor player, a former Malaysian national team star. He comes on. Let's see how this changes the dynamics of the game. Zack Clough. Finding Stefan Schrock. Razman playing it straight. Richmond Ankra lining with Abul Nadi now. Abul Nadi has moved to the left-sided centre-back position. From miscommunication between Faisal Halim and Alvin Fortes, William Lira is pressing. The goalkeeper, Yo Jae-hoon, has had minimal action to deal with since coming on to replace Wirawan. Egbo finding Schrock. Is Razman. A bit of combination play from the Asia Warriors. Zari. Jakapan Ponsai also came on. Indraputra. Kiratep Winathai also was brought on just moments ago. That's some confirmation on the individuals that have gone on. I think Keisuke Honda has definitely left the pitch. Trying to keep the ball in play, but it goes out for a throw-in. Faikal. Yes, Harith finding Picha. Floating it towards Mukhairi Ajmal. Now with Krigor. Razman Roslan does well to put the ball out of play. Finding Picha. Arif Haikal back to Picha. Richmond Ankra finding with Abul Nadi. Alvin Fortes. Playing a bit backwards towards Abul Nadi. Here's Picha. There's a bit of space for Mukhairi, but it's William Lira trying his luck. Bit of deflection there. Faisal Halim just fails to keep the ball in play. It goes out for a goal kick. But you can see there's a real desire from William Lira to try and make something happen. As soon as he dropped deep to pick up the ball in space, there was a bit of gap in front of him, raced forward, tried to make that shot. The deflection just made life difficult. Here's William Lira again for Selangor. This time around, he just fizzles wide off the post. Great work from Alif to find him, and Lira just set him up really, really well. Just couldn't get the ball on target exactly. Egbo Indraputra. There's your confirmation. Keisuke Honda by Haki have all been brought out. Indraputra, Tiratip, Winathai came on in place of him. Meka has dropped into the right-sided centre-back position with Jakapan Ponsai occupying the right wing-back role. Bonefo. Schrock. Dealt with well by Richmond. Great bit of work there from Abol Nadi to find Alif Haikal. Abol Nadi back with Alif again. Threading it towards Harith Haikal. Mukairi trying to find William Lira. Pitcher wins the header. Here's Indra Putra. Needs a bit of options. Tries to combine with Yoichiro Kakitani, who's had a rather quiet game. Can't really blame him. He's had minimal support in terms of ammunition. The last 5 minutes of this game, though, it's been a larger scrappy. Richmond. Here's Harith Haikal. Abol Nadi. Sending it back towards Richmond. Misplaced pass, but the deflection helped him in the end. Alif Haikal combining with Krigor Moraes. Under pressure there from Mika, but it's still Krigor. Tripped over himself, fell down. Throw in for Selangor. It's Haikal. Back to Picha again. Here's Abol Nadi. Faisal Halim. Alvin Fortes. Combining with Picha. Alvin Fortes once again. A diagonal ball, couldn't exactly find Kairi Ajmal, but Daisuke Sato heads it out for a corner kick. Bit of a miscommunication and a mistake from Daisuke Sato. Alvin Fortes will take this corner kick. Flicks it into the dangerous area. Indra Putra hits it away. Subsequent attempt from distance fails to cause any problems. Some have been restricted to a number of these shots from distance that don't really do much to trouble the Asian Warriors' defense. Alvin Fortes, Faisal Halim now combining with Alvin again. Pitcher. Richmond. Here's Richmond Ankara. Abol Nadi. Faisal Halim. Twisting and turning, trying to find a bit of space now. Faisal combining really well there with Alif. Krigor, Mukairi. Not exactly sure who Mukairi was trying to find, but there was at least 3 to 4 Selangor shirts closer to the 6-yard box. Richmond. Alvin Fortes. Faisal Halim using his trickery up against Mika. Crosses into the box. Trying to find Mukairi at the far post, but Daisuke Sato does tremendously well to put the ball out of play. Have a look at Daisuke, who keeps checking Mukairi's run. And as soon as that cross was put in, he raced towards the ball to put it out of play. He's been pretty impressive in this first half, really, Daisuke Sato. Some cross. To be absolutely honest, Selangor's set pieces in this first half have been rather disappointing. There's been a few wasted opportunities. A couple of corner kicks from Faisal Halim. Now one more from Alvin Fortes. Rock spreading it now towards the right hand side. Jakapan pawn side. With Nazari trying to find Daisuke Sato. Interesting to see exactly what Selangor do, particularly in the second half. Challenge from Daisuke Sato against Picha Ultra. The follow-up tackle from Stefan Schrock. Here's Rishman Akra. Gregor binding with William Lira. Moving forward now, Gregor Moraes tries his luck. Couldn't find the target. There's an Asia Warriors player down on the pitch at the moment. We'll try and get an idea of who exactly it is. Gregor Moraes with that shot. Had the contact against, I think it was Daisuke Sato, in fact. Could have potentially injured himself in the process of trying to stop Gregor, but the final product from Gregor has been very, very disappointing. It is Daisuke Sato. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for him. He's been one of the better players for the Asia Warriors today. A real figure of experience, Daisuke Sato. Came through the Urawa Reds Diamonds setup. Ended up playing a number of years throughout Southeast Asia. Here's another substitution for the Asia Warriors, Arthur Irawan, who also is the owner of Persik Kediri in Indonesia, the club that recently appointed Malaysia head coach Dato' Ong Kim Swee as their new boss for the upcoming Liga Indonesia season. Arthur has now been brought on to replace Stefan Schrock. Fortes. Get another mistake. Sense the frustration amongst his teammates. There's been a few misplaced passes from Alvin Fortes throughout the day. Razman Roslan. Arthur Irawan trying to get himself involved as well. Jakapan Ponsai. Zari. Ball is spread towards Jakapan Ponsai, but Selangor reclaim possession. 2 additional minutes of injury time at the MBPJ Stadium. Picha. Where's Manankra? Great through ball there now for Alvin Fortes, but the offside flag was instantly raised. This is going to be really interesting from Selangor's point of view. What exactly do you do? Because this isn't just a case of trying to win today's game, but it's also a case of trying to get the team chemistry to click at a level that they absolutely need before the Charity Shield clash against JDT. And it's William Lira right now. Comes really, really close there from an acute angle. Tried his luck. It was a bit too tame and too comfortable in the end. Big one there for Raputra trying to combine there. And there you go, the whistle has been blown to indicate halftime at the MBPJ Stadium. Friendly match clash between Asia Warriors and Selangor, a group of active footballers preparing for a new season up against some icons, some legends of Asian/Southeast Asian football. There's been chances on both ends, but ultimately after the first 45 minutes, it's Asia Warriors 0, Selangor 0. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back right after this.
Okay, Razman, first half ni bagaimana anda melihat persembahan pasukan Asia Warrior dan juga Selangor?
Of course lah, kita tahu kan baru berkumpul dan nampak kita main pun lebih kepada taktikal, lebih deep ke bawah. Tapi overall separuh masa pertama 0-0, saya rasa kita berpuas hati dengan corak permainan kami. InsyaAllah kita cuba untuk keluar pergi counter attack, mana tahu untuk mencari gol. Tapi bagi saya separuh masa pertama kita mengikut apa plan yang dibuat oleh Honda.
Okey, kalau kita lihat serangan demi serangan daripada pasukan Selangor, tapi barisan back four anda berjaya mengawal keadaan. Komen anda tentang back four anda?
reminder that tomorrow, Monday, 28th of July 2025, you've got the Undian Piala FA, the official draw for the new season of the Malaysia FA Cup, 8:30 p.m. on Astro Arena, Astro Go, as well as Suka, alongside your hosts, Azlan Mubin, Azamuddin Akil, as well as Nurdin Alias. It's still 0-0 here at the MBPJ Stadium. After a pretty exciting first 45 minutes, though, you can sense the frustration among Selangor fans. This is a friendly game against former professionals, and it is one of their final few preparations before a long, difficult season, and we haven't exactly been able to see anything compelling.
First half ni, bagaimana anda melihat persembahan pasukan Asia Warrior dan juga Selangor?
Of course lah, kita tahu kan baru berkumpul dan nampak kita main pun lebih kepada taktikal, lebih deep ke bawah. Tapi overall separuh masa pertama 0-0, saya rasa kita berpuas hati dengan corak permainan kami. InsyaAllah kita cuba untuk keluar pergi counter attack, mana tahu untuk mencari gol. Tapi bagi saya separuh masa pertama kita mengikut apa plan yang dibuat oleh Honda.
Okey, kalau kita lihat serangan demi serangan daripada pertahanan Selangor, tapi barisan back four anda berjaya mengawal keadaan. Komen anda tentang back four anda?
Mungkin pengalaman kami lah, biasa bermain di peringkat yang tertinggi, dapat absorb tekanan daripada pasukan Selangor. Tapi saya rasa dengan gerakan-gerakan yang dibuat oleh pemain-pemain Selangor agak berbahaya. Cuma kami dapat absorb dengan baik dan cuba mengawal keadaan dengan sempurna.
Okey, situasi penjaga gol tadi, apa yang terjadi?
Dia nak keluar, cuba dapatkan bola, mungkin ada sedikit tersangkut bahagian lutut, mengalami sedikit kecederaan. Kita harap tak berlaku teruk sangat. Mungkin kalau dia okey boleh main separuh masa kedua nanti lah. Baik.
A big thanks to Razman Roslan, who was such a fundamental part of that first 45 minutes for the Asia Warriors. We will now try and get you a bit of a highlight package from the first 45 minutes to give you an indication of exactly how things went along, the sort of chances that were created across both ends, and the players that absolutely stood out throughout the first 45 minutes. Okey, sekarang dengar. Right, so that was a bit of a summary of what exactly happened in the first half. Let's take a look at the halftime statistics. Selangor, 62% ball possession. The Asia Warriors have not had a single shot, or even a single shot on target, in fact. Selangor have had 9 shots, 3 on targets, but you would argue that very few of them were actually clear-cut chances. So that's the situation right now between Asia Warriors and Selangor. For now, we'll take a quick commercial break right after this. And when we come back, we'll have a closer look at the second half, as well as go back to the MBPJ Stadium for the second half kickoff between Asia Warriors as well as Selangor FC. Welcome back to the MBPJ Stadium for the second half of the fixture between Asia Warriors and Selangor. Reminder that for the Selangor team, there's been a number of changes. As you can see, Sam Somerville, the goalkeeper, has come on to replace Kalamula. At the same time, we're getting information that Gregor Moraes has also been subbed out. We'll try to get you the updated squad list as we speak. But Faisal Halim remains on the pitch. Yoichiro Kakitani continues to spearhead the attack for Asia Warriors. Keisuke Honda, who was brought off midway through the first half, has also been brought on back. So there you go, second half between Asia Warriors and Selangor kicks off here at the MBPJ Stadium. There's a lot of burden on the Selangor forwards to try and conjure something up. Zack Clough has also been brought on. Player number 40, presumably to replace Gregor Moraes, was largely underwhelming. Victor Egbonefo.
Brilliant club, really big football club. You can feel it straight away. But yeah, really excited to get out there now, and I can't wait to get a first touch of the ball and try and score some goals.
Playing against legend team around Asia, how impact the team to Selangor?
No, they're great players. I know they are retired now, but their brains are still working. They're very clever footballers. You can see this. They're very compact. They're working hard. But yeah, I just want to come on and give an impact to the team and try and score the first goal and hopefully a few more.
Okay, what do you think about first half, Selangor and Asia Warrior? First half, your thoughts?
Yeah, the Asia Warriors were very compact, very well disciplined, very hard to break down. We had some good chances and hopefully we can take them in the second half. Thank you.
Sedikit banyak kata-kata daripada Zack Clough di tepi padang just before he came on. Here's Sharon Nazim. All eyes will be on Zack. Was a former Nottingham Forest, a star in England. Spent the last few years with Adelaide United in the A-League. He will be expected to be the creative fulcrum of this Selangor team, replacing the influence and the creativity presented by Johandri Orozco over the last couple of seasons. Sato there, rather physical collision with Zack Clough. Picha Ultra finding Awal Nadi. Spreads it towards Alvin Fortes. Here's Picha again. Nadi back to Richmond Ankra. Bit of a mistake there. Stefan Schrock reclaims possession. Kakitani finding Daisuke Sato again. He's got Razman beside him, but he opts to spread it towards Arthur Irawan. Mika back towards Baihaki, in fact, I think. Yu Jae-hoon. A long diagonal ball forward, attempting to find Keisuke Honda. Here's Abul Nadi. Picha. Richmond Ankra. Under pressure now from Schrock. Asia Warriors doing really well to reclaim possession. Sato back to Razman Roslan, who finds Victor Igbonefo. Really well to evade the pressure from Faisal Halim. Now there's a race forward here. Foul from Sharul Nazim towards Ichiro Kakitani, former Cerezo Osaka star. Asia Warriors have been really compact in defense. But as Razman pointed out during the halftime break, the question mark is, can they make something count through set pieces or through counter attacks? Stefan Schrock behind the ball. Got a couple of options, including a Victor Igbonefo. Schrock with a decent ball, trying to find Igbonefo. Sharul Nazim hits it away from danger. Daisuke Sato reclaims possession and finds Razman Roslan, who threads it towards Keisuke Honda. Waihaki, Honda again here, using his football intelligence to try and thread a through ball for Mika. Or in fact, it was Tiratep Winathai, I think it was, who was trying to create something down that right flank. Sharul Nazim right now for the Asia Warriors. Razman Roslan, Igbonefo, Razman, Schrock. It's a decent spell of possession this for the Asia Warriors, to the frustration of a number of Selangor fans. Schrock twisting and turning, is such an intelligent player. Stefan Schrock used to be an absolute nuisance for opposition players when he used to put on the Askel's jersey. Honda, Arthur Irawan finding Razman. He's back with Arthur. Razman again. There's Arthur again. Back to Razman. Under pressure at the minute. But Razman does well. Find Keisuke Honda. Arthur Igbonefo gives the ball away. William Lira. Great bit of work from Keisuke Honda to close things down. It's getting a bit scrappy at the minute. Faisal Halim. Daisuke Sato heads it away. Great bit of recovery from Mukairi Ajmal. Richman Ankra. Can Selangor make something work in the final third? I suppose that's the big question. Decent cross from Zack into the box. Couldn't exactly find Faisal Halim. Alvin Fortes trying to use his trickery, move the ball into a dangerous area. Waihaki does well to manage the situation. Richmond. There's Alif. Abwal Nadi finding Alvin Fortes. Faisal Halim is available to combine with, but instead it goes back to Alif, who spreads it towards Sharul Nazim. Mukairi Ajmal. Oh, it's still a bit of space for Mukairi right now, but sensational bit of defending from Daisuke Sato. Things are getting a bit restless on the bench now for Coach Kino. Razman Roslan. Corner kick for Selangor. Set pieces have been a bit of a disappointment, but much better ball from Zack Clough here. It's back with him again. Tried his luck. Just deflected away. Mukairi Ajmal this time around, a teasing ball into the box. Picked up by Sharul Nazim, who tries his luck. Straight to the hands of Yoo Jae-hoon. It was good work from Sharul Nazim though. First couple of touches kept it calm, but the final product just didn't cause too much of a problem for Yoo Jae-hoon. Sharul Nazim again. This time around the shot took a bit of a deflection. Removed the sting from it. Honda combating over there with Picha. And you've got Mukairi Ajmal finding Zack Clough. Spreading it back towards Sharul Nazim. Richmond Ankra. Abul Nadi. Yes, Faisal Halim. Alvin Fortes is ahead of him. Faisal just loses control of the ball. Does well to reclaim possession, but then Haki instantly closed him down. Sharul Nazim. Faikal. Zack again, another cross, trying to find William Leroy. He's done that a few times in the first 10 minutes or so of this second half. Zack is brought down inside the box. No foul, says the referee. But it almost feels like since his introduction in the second half, Zack has sort of tried to occupy the half space down that right side and put in teasing crosses in for William Leroy inside the box. It's very much different to how Gregor Moraes operated in the first half. Now Kakatani is up against Richmond Ankra. What can he do here? Too easy for Richmond in the end to just calm things down. He's been really good, Richmond, since coming on midway through the first half. Alvin Fortes again now for Selangor. Another cross. Can he find William Leroy? This time around, Razman gets the vital touch. Stefan Schrock. Faisal Halim. In a game of this magnitude, you'd expect the Asia Warriors to lose a bit of steam at some point in the second half, because they, after all, are no longer professional footballers, so the energy levels, the stamina levels will differ. Conditioning is far different. It'll be interesting to see how exactly they cope as the levels go down at some point throughout the second half. Selangor will be looking to take advantage of that. Mukairi Ajmal and these boys have just played 5 games in 10 days in Thailand. Abul Nadi there, they're almost failing to connect with Richmond Ankra's pass picked up by Alvin. Is back with Richmond right now. Faisal Halim tries to find Alif. Opportunity now for William Lira. Trying to find Zack Clough. Zack now back with Mukairi. Mukairi with a teasing cross by Haki. Couldn't get a clean header, but Abul Nadi is adjudged to have pushed Keisuke Honda from the back. It's a free kick for the Asia Warriors. Zack Clough was just asking for the ball. Perhaps if it arrived just a second or two earlier, could have had a space to put a shot towards goal. For any new foreign players, for any new players in fact, once you join a new team, especially if you're an attacking player, The goal is always to get your first strike, your first official goal as fast as possible, to just ease the nerves, to just open the floodgates and to ensure that a bit of momentum is built heading into the other games. Haki finding Stefan Schrock, needs a bit of support. Keisuke Honda now training it towards Kakutani. He's back with Keisuke Honda. Sharul Nazim doing well to put pressure on him. Honda though keeping hold of possession. Arthur Irawan by Haki finding Honda again. Kiratip Winatai is flagged offside. Sam Somerville races out of his line. Alvin Fortes bringing the ball forward. 30 minutes left in this game. It's still 0-0 between the Asia Warriors and Selangor. Mukairi Ajmal down the right. Zack Clough is ahead of him. Flips it back towards Sharul Nazim. Awal Nadi. This is a perfect opportunity for Selangor to train themselves against a low block, because that's exactly how the Asia Warriors are setting up at the minute. They're very, very deep and compact. And they will face, inevitably Selangor will face defenses like this throughout the course of the upcoming season. Defenses that really seek to play deep and trap them and not exactly give the attackers any space in dangerous areas. Awal Nadi. Finding Picha momentarily under pressure from Kakutani. Now Richmond again. Sharul Nazim back to Richmond. Now to Fortes. Getting it towards Faisal Halim. It's a bit of ball from Faisal trying to find Mukairi. It's a little too far. It's a legion of substitutions now for Selangor. Whole bunch of young boys being brought on, including Alif Izwan, who was recently part of the Malaysian under-23 team at the Mandiri Cup in Indonesia. Faisal Halim, Alvin Fortes, Picha, every single one of them being subbed out. Alif Izwan, Zikri, Raimi, all coming on. Khairi Ajmal taking on the captain's armband. Faisal Halim has been a real dangerous player on the pitch today. Just couldn't make anything happen in the final third. Now, Selangor fans will finally get a glimpse of another one of their new foreign signings. Omid Musawi, the Afghani attacker, is combining instantly well with Alif Izwan. Takes a shot, then fizzles out for a throw-in. Throw in here being taken by Mika. Goes out of play for another throw in for the Asia Warriors. Where exactly will the goals come from? That's the big question mark. Can Omid Musawi, Zack Clough and William Lira make that difference? Or rather, can Omid Musawi, Alif Izwan and Zack Clough make the difference? Faisal and Lira have all been brought off. Keisuke Honda there, as Richmond Ankara is brought down by Stefan Schrock. Musawi is operating centrally now. Zack has moved into the left half space, presumably to allow Ali Vizwan to operate on the right-hand side. Khairi trying to put pressure on Kakutani. Jehun whacks the ball away and finds Keisuke Honda, who just needs a bit more of a support. Now you've got Tiratep Gunathai racing down the right with minimal options. Wins a throw-in for the Asia Warriors. Great throw-in from Keisuke Honda, brought down by Zikri. It is going to be a free kick for the Asia Warriors, and these are the opportunities for them to try and cause a bit of a problem for Selangor. It appears that Keisuke Honda will be taking this free kick by Haki Igbonefo. These are all genuine options inside the box. Decent ball there from Keisuke Honda. The Asia Warriors cause a bit of a problem. There was a header that rattled the crossbar. I think it was Mika Chunuwansi. Great ball from Keisuke Honda, and his header just denied by the crossbar. Best chance of the game so far. The Asia Warriors come really close to breaking the deadlock at the MBPJ Stadium. It's nowhere close for Sam Somerville. Selangor rescued by the crossbar. Zack Clough now. Couldn't exactly find Mukairi, but he did well to recover and steal possession away from Stefan Schrock. Seems like the Asia Warriors are prepared to make 3 changes. Omid Nazari may be coming on. Keisuke Honda will be subbed off. Razman Roslan getting the captain's armband. He has lasted the full game so far, really, Razman. Tiratep Gunathai back on the pitch. Zack Clough. Muhammad Abu. Richmond again now. Finding Sharul Nazim. A mistake from Mukairi Ajmal. That could have been a real alarm bells moment for Selangor, really, had that goal gone in. Ali Vizwan. Into Abul Nadi. Slightly over 20 minutes left in the game for Selangor to try and find a goal. Zack Clough up against a real deep, compact defensive setup at the minute. Muhammad Abu finding Sharul Nazim, spreading it towards Mukairi Ajmal. They are going from flank to flank. Space in the middle of the park is really scarce at the minute. Ali Vizwan spreads it from the right to the left again. Picked up by Abul Nadi. Bit of an attempt from outside the box from Zack Clough. Didn't exactly trouble anyone. He is a player that loves to get on the ball as much as he can, loves to be at the heart of everything offensive. The goalkeeping change here from Selangor, Sam Somerville being brought off. With 20 minutes left in the game, Zack Clough, who spent the last couple of years away on loan at clubs like Negeri Sembilan and Penang. He comes on now to be the main goalkeeper. Igbonefo. Almost a bit of a space there for Omid Musawi. Spy Haki on the right now, under pressure at the minute. Don't exactly keep the ball in possession. This is exactly the phase of the game that we talked about earlier, where energy levels could easily go down. Selangor have a lot of young boys on the pitch at the minute. Decent shot from Omid Musawi, clearly off target. Statement of intent there from the Afghani striker. Back to the discussion though. Selangor have a lot of young boys with high energy levels on the pitch at the minute, and they will be relentlessly attempting to close down the Asia Warriors. Igbonefo. Haki. Goes out for a throw-in. Taken quickly by Zack Clough. Warriors are struggling to keep hold of possession right now. Clough again. Finding Mohamed Abu. Richmond, Ankara. Spreading it towards Mukairi Ajmal. Comes infield back to Richmond. Here's Mohamed Abu again. So late run at the minute. No offside, or rather late raise of the offside flag from the linesman. That was Raimi Shamsul with that late run. Great timing. Just a slight bit offside. The game is stopped now for a quick water break. An opportunity for the Asia Warriors to sort of regroup and figure out exactly how they're going to weather the storm that's about to come for the next 15 odd minutes or so. It's been a couple of impressive performances amongst the Asia Warriors team. Razman Roslan is certainly one of them. He's looked really fit and sharp. An absolute leader at the back. He's done really well to stop the waves after waves of attack mustered by the Selangor boys. There's also Daisuke Sato. Mika Chunuonsi has also been really dependable. Igbonefo has been a vital presence at the back. And Yoichiro Kakitani has worked his socks off up front, but unfortunately he's been very isolated at times. And it appears that there's going to be another change for the Asia Warriors. Greg Nwokolo from Indonesia is coming on to replace Song Wang. More of an attacking move for the Asia Warriors. Let's see if his physicality causes Selangor any problems. Haki with the diagonal ball forward, trying to find Greg Nwokolo. instantly goes down. Claims like there was a bit of a push. No foul, says the ref. Real experienced figure in Indonesian football, Greg Nokolo. Probably a bit of a contact from Sharul Nazim towards his back. Born in Nigeria, but has made 8 appearances for the Indonesian national team, Nokolo. He has played for so many teams in Indonesia, Persija Jakarta, Madura, Arema even. There was a stint with Pelita Jaya, where former Malaysian striker Safi Salih once played in. Played for Warriors and Young Lions in Singapore, Tampines Rovers as well at one point. Zack Clough seen a lot of the ball since he came on. Sharul Nazim now. Ahmad Abu. Back to Sharul Nazim. Richmond. Zack Clough combining well with Omid Musawi. Bit too long for Mukhari, but he does well to keep it in play. Back to Sharul Nazim. Mukhari. Arthur Irawan under pressure. Zack Clough. Selangor finding it difficult really to cope with the sheer number of bodies inside the box. Liu Jae-hoon has done really well since coming on midway through the first half. It's been a figure of calm. Mistake from Iqbal Nefo there. A bit of room now for Selangor. Omid Musawi. Eventually put out of play by Arthur Irawan. Corner kick now for Selangor. Richmond Ankara, you suspect, it's the main target. Ball from Zack Clough, just couldn't exactly find Richmond. It's a dangerous bit of a tackle. Free kick for Selangor. Alif Izwan just got clattered into over there by Tiratep Winatai. Abul Nadi has now been brought off to be replaced by Fazli Mazlan, who only recently re-signed back with Selangor after leaving the club at some point. He left the club towards the tail end of last season. Daisuke Sato might not be able to continue the game. Looks like he's being brought off at the minute. Question is, who will come on to replace him in that left back position? He's been really important for the Asia Warriors today. He's done really well going forward. But defensively has been as good as well. Stephen Schrock comes on. Zack Clough with a decent ball in this free kick, trying to find Sharul Nazim. Tirtip Gunatai does well. Pump the ball out of play for another corner kick. I suppose one of the more impressive parts of the second half performance from Selangor has been the quality of deliveries from set-piece situations. Zack Clough has really elevated their set-piece threat. It's another decent ball this time around, headed away by Obin Azari. There's one trying to chase that down, but Razman Roslan calm and composed as ever. Ponsai. Throw in for Selangor with 10 minutes left on the clock. Change for the Asia Warriors. Indra Putra comes back on. Bit of a confusion there because there isn't exactly a number 9 on the Asia Warriors team. Seems to be a mistake. Chakapan, or rather Tirtap Winatai is being brought off to be replaced by Indra Putra. Ball into the box, Iqbal hits it away. Indra Putra wins the header. Nazim finding Mukairi. Back to Leviswan. Oh, great ball. Just a bit too powerful for Raimi to latch onto. The idea from Muhammad Abu was a sensational one. Completely caught the Asia Warriors defense by surprise. Just the pace of the ball and the trajectory of it was a bit too ambitious. Reminder for anyone watching this match from the second half onwards. This is part of Selangor's pre-season preparations, of course. They had 5 games in 10 days in Thailand. Recently, they won 2, drew 1, lost twice against Chonburi and Ratchaburi. This is such a crucial pre-season period because it's meant to be a really hectic season. We've got participation in the Liga Super, in the FA Cup, in the Malaysia Cup, and then there's the Shopee Cup, as well as the ACL2. More importantly, they've got a Charity Shield game against reigning Malaysian Super League champions, Johor Darul Takzim, coming up. approximately over a week from now. Azman back to Victor Igbonefo. It's by Haki. Igbonefo again. Finding Omid Nazari, who is put under pressure instantly. Hendra Putra. Chakapan. Ponsai. Omid Nazari again. Here's Greg Nokolo. Uses his experience and skill to get into a dangerous position. He's up against Richmond Ankara right now. He manages the situation. Fazli Mazlan. Mawarabu. Raimi. There was an attempt to find Mukairi. Schrock, who is occupying the left back position right now, did really well to manage it. Greg Okolo. Recap of the skills that was on display. Perhaps the touch after executing that skill was the one that frustrated him the most. Took the ball away from him and made it easier for Richmond to navigate the situation. Carry towards Mohamed Abu. Razman Roslan. Almost finding Greg up front. Really decisive ball from Razman. Sharul Nazim. Mohamed Abu. Fazli Mazlan right now.
Don't close.
Mistake from Mohamed Abu, couldn't find Fazli, much to the disgruntlement of Selangor fans at the stadium. It's not been an easy watch for them. They probably came here today expecting goals, expecting a blistering attacking performance, bolstered by new signings. They haven't exactly got that, have they? Fazli. Mohamed Abu. Sharul Nazim as well to keep the ball under control. It's Raimi. Cross is blocked. Zack Clough. Another cross this time around. Doesn't exactly cause much of a problem. The noise levels have just gone down. Frustration is at an all-time high. A couple more substitutions for the Asia Warriors. Tirtep Wunantai coming on. Replace Kakitani. And there's also an introduction for Kimura Tayo. Quick reminder for you guys that if this game ends in a draw, there will be a penalty kick to determine who wins the match. Zack Clough right now. Finding Alif Izwan. Mohamed Abu. Mukairi Ajmal. Under pressure from Tayo. Still Mukairi. Back to Sharul Nazim. Muhammad Abu. Shahrul Nazim. Muhammad Abu again combining with Shahrul Nazim. We've got Mukairi Ajmal. Alif Izwan combining with Muhammad Abu, just that his touch failed him in that moment. Throw in for Selangor. Desperately in search of that goal. Shahrul Nazim finds Muhammad Abu. Observe the deep block. Iqbal for keeping a close eye on Omid Musawi. Zack Clough. His run was stopped there. Now it's a bit of a room for Greg Mokolo. He's up against Richmond Akra as well as Shahrul Nazim. It's still Greg Mokolo. Richmond is doing really well to hold on to possession. 4 additional minutes here at the MBPJ Stadium. Shahrul Nazim. One more sub for Selangor. Being prepared. Harry Danish is on the verge of being brought on. For that it's Raimi. Muhammad Abu. Omid Musawi trying to find a bit of space for Selangor. Still Musawi. Straight run into the box. Final bit of deflection through him to put the ball out of play. KSK Honda and Song Wang being replaced. As for Selangor, Harry Danish comes on to replace Mukairi Ajmal. KSK Honda and Song Wang are back in the game, presumably to help the team when it comes to the penalty kicks. Right after this, if the game ends scoreless as it stands. Shahrul Nazim. Bonefo. Salif Izwan. Free kick for Selangor. Big challenge from KSK Honda. Shahrul Nazim moves forward. Finds Harry Danish. Shahrul Nazim. Harry Danish again. Decent cross into the box. Minimal target option. Chance here. Omid Musawi claims that he was brought down inside the box. Bit of a misinformation for you guys. I think there's no penalty kicks, even if the game ends in a draw. Which means if it finishes, it's game over. No spot kicks. But there will be plenty of questions now for Coach Kino heading into the new season. This has been a rigorous pre-season, but whether or not it has brought about the desired outcome, the desired ideas, has it been obvious and clear on the pitch? A lot of questions. The expectations from fans are at an all-time high as we speak. After years of knocking on the door, they want the team to win a silverware this year. Harry Danish using his pace, but the experience of Stefan Schrock is more than enough to manage the situation. Schrock seems be in a state of pain at the moment. Final seconds of the game. Run from Harry Danish. Thought he was on the verge of outsmarting the Filipino veteran, but he did really, really well to use his experience and physical strength. Just calm the situation down. So there you go, final whistle has been blown to end the friendly match between the Asia Warriors and Selangor. A feisty, combative game of football between two sides who were desperate to give each other a real good game. Selangor were really hoping to find a way through the resolute, combative Asia Warriors defense. They tried different combinations. They brought on so many different players, from Gregor Moraes to William Lira to Omid Musawi. Zack Clough also got a chance, got a crack at it. But in the end, none of them were able to break down the deep, compact Asia Warrior defense led by former Selangor defender himself, Razman Roslan, by Haki Kaizan, as well as Victor Igbonefo. This has been a real learning experience for Selangor. Plenty of questions for Coach Kino to answer. But after 90 minutes at the MBPJ Stadium, it's Asia Warriors 0, Selangor 0.
Tengku Muda turun lah, Tengku Muda dah turun lah.
Right, a bit of statistics from the 90 minutes that we just watched. 60% ball possession for Selangor, 14 shots, 6 on target, but they were not able to convert any single one of them. The Asia Warriors put on a real defensive, solid performance, and despite having 40% ball possession, they only had 1 shot and none on target. As much as this was built to be a friendly match, it is also a celebration of the values of football and the importance of it within the region of Asia and even Southeast Asia. Over the years, we have seen the significant increase in football quality, football stature amongst Asian and Southeast Asian nations. And as a bloc, Asia represents the future of football. And as Keisuke Honda talked about in his pre-match interview, this isn't just a friendly match, it's a celebration of the unity that we're able to bring about, the unity that we're able to fight for, foster through friendly matches like this, through football. As you can see, Indra Putra, Razman Roslan, absolute icons of the Malaysian football scene, mingling and taking photos amongst future stars of Malaysian football, including Mohamed Abu and Alif Izwan, who was recently part of the Malaysian under-23 team that competed at the under-23 AFF Championships, the Mandiri Cup in Jakarta. There's also Keisuke Honda over there. He has been a real inspirational figure for Asian football over the years, not just because of his achievements with the national team of Japan, not just because of his incredible performances on the world stage for Japan, but also because of the message that he has consistently carried with him throughout the years. The sort of a football journeyman ride and exploration that he's been a part of, traveling from Russia to Japan, playing for Botafogo in Brazil at one point, playing for teams in Azerbaijan, playing for CSK Moscow, AC Milan, Melbourne Victory in Australia even. A real figure of inspiration. And now Pemuda Selangor is out here to greet the players, to meet the individuals who have been a fundamental part of this exciting fixture. Perhaps this is just the beginning of a new series of matches and partnerships between former legends, between icons of Asian football and its community throughout the continent, especially in East Asia. Faisal Halim, who is also a real source of inspiration, swapping jerseys with Keisuke Honda. The brand new Selangor home kit for the new 2025-2026 season. And a point to note, Selangor today played the game whilst donning their new third kit, which is in partnership with the local streetwear brand SVG. First glimpse for Selangor fans of their new players, the likes of Gregor Moraes, William Lira, Zack Clough, even Omid Musawi in the second half. There will be a lot for them to wonder and ponder. What can they do? Real good relationship between Stefan Schrock and Faisal Halim. Their mutual respect between two incredible wingers of Southeast Asian football. One picking up the baton and carrying on into the future, the former Faisal Halim by Haki Kaizan. Real experienced defender as well, whose son recently made his underage debut for Singapore. So Selangor preparation will now focus towards the Charity Shield game. But before we talk about that any further, let's now listen from Baihaki Kaizan after the game at the MBPJ Stadium.
about this friendly match?
Yeah, of course. Untuk kita a bit susah. I mean semua ex-pro, ada yang baru saja habis bersara dari dunia bola sepak. Dan tapi dalam keseluruhan saya rasa ini adalah satu inisiatif yang baik dan satu projek yang kita rasa tak pernah berlaku. So team legend lawan team pro. So inisiatifnya ialah lebih dari itu. Kita ingin membuat hal-hal macam seperti charity, projek-projek seperti grassroots football, macam mana kita boleh mengimpakkan lagi bola sepak di seluruh Asia.
Kembali menentang pasukan Selangor yang anda pernah bertemu sebelum ni, perasaan anda?
Okay, I mean diorang tim yang pro, saya rasa diorang pun baru juga mempunyai beberapa pemain yang baru sign. So of course susah. But kita tunjuk yang kita masih boleh main ada setengah-setengah. I mean wasted lah for them to not score a goal tonight. I mean kita pun wasted, kita tak dapat score goal. So I think we wish them all the best.
Okay, perancangan Asian Warrior selepas ni?
Okay, ke depan macam tadi saya ceritakan adalah projek-projek lain seperti mungkin bukan hanya di Asia, tapi tim kita juga akan pergi ke kontinen lain seperti Amerika, seperti Afrika juga. Dan juga kita ada pemain-pemain yang seperti Aaron Moy, seperti Lee Yong Pyo dan lain-lain pemain daripada Uzbek, daripada Saudi dan yang juga akan join tim kita. So ni saya very look forward with this project. It's very nice project. Okay, terima kasih. Okay.
Great bit of summary there from Baihaki Kaizan to sum up the upcoming project of Asia Warriors. So two teams will go in completely separate directions. Asia Warriors towards further charity games and projects. But as far as Selangor are concerned, it's all about the upcoming Liga Super season. So here you go. After 90 minutes at the MBPJ Stadium, it's Asia Warriors 0, Selangor 0.